was a kid, I lived a good 30 minutes to an hour from the nearest town Walmart, mall, etc. One night, when we were headed home from getting my mother from work, we found ourselves on one of the not-so-familiar dirt roads, which wasn't too uncommon. When turning a corner, from what I could see from the back seat of the van, I saw what looked like a German Shepherd, but it turned more into a Doberman Pinscher, along with a few other shifts of dog breeds. No one lived in that area. It was one of the few roads with absolutely no houses, so there was no way the dog could have gotten out of someone's yard. Something I distinctly remember, along with the sudden changes of the creature, it never had a tail. I know that skinwalkers tend to be able to be spotted in disguise as an animal without having a tail. This happened in Midland, Michigan, in Hope Township. At least I believe it did. A couple years back, I asked my dad if he remembered that thing, and he said yes. I asked him if he had seen a tail on it, and he also said no. My mom and sister were either asleep in the van or too distracted with something else to see it. Neither of them remember it. To think a skinwalker was in my hometown disturbs me. This happened about 4 years ago when I was on my spring break. My uncle, who got his cable turned off, asked us if he could house sit for us while we're away. We accepted his offer and didn't mind him watching TV, just as long as he kept the house clean. Halfway through our stay, my parents get a call from my uncle. He told my parents that last night he was watching TV and happened to leave the porch window curtain open. That window is about 10 feet to the left of our TV at the time. My uncle said that he turned to look at the window and he saw a man standing there. Our porch is pretty old and wooden. You could easily hear when someone is walking up the steps. Our dog, who is an outside dog, didn't even make a sound either. My uncle was spooked until he recognized the man standing out there. I don't know who he was, but most of my family knew who he was. But before my uncle could do anything, the man walked away. When my family came home a few days later, my mom told me this story. But what really spooked me was that man died just 3 days after my uncle saw him on our porch. Now, I'm a Navajo. In my culture, we have these evil people called skinwalkers. They say when you catch a skinwalker during the act and expose their identity, they will die in 3 days. I still don't know whether that man was one of those skinwalkers, why he was at our house, and him passing so suddenly. It's all still a mystery to me to this day. Recently, I've been having what I assume to be a stalker come to my house almost every night. But now, I'm questioning whether or not it may be a skinwalker, based on descriptions that I've heard of them. I've woken up to find scratches on windows and doors, and have found the desecrated corpse of a rabbit in my backyard. I've also found lots of sticks in my backyard as well. I also have set up a camera on my windowsill, but whoever, or whatever it is, keeps breaking it. The nights I stay up until 3 or later, I've heard walking and unnatural heavy breathing. I'm hoping that it's human, but it doesn't act or sound like one at all. Again, it could be a stalker, but I don't know.